Okay, so I just kind of wanted to make a quick video on what some of the AI cold calling demos would look like and what they can essentially do for your business. So you have two sections to it. You have an inbound and an outbound. You can kind of see here the workflow with any sort of webhooks, call details. Then we have some coding in there. Then you have your phone number search as well as your CRM update. So on the outbound, it's called batch calling. That's where you can make 5 to 1,000 calls simultaneously. So all it would simply do is go through this CRM or Google Sheets and make those calls. On the inbound side of it, as the call is over, it would show you a full transcript of the call. You can edit it to just give you a summary. Same with the outbound as well. So one of the major use cases we're seeing is, just an example here for solar appointments that are missed or they no-show. We can outbound every single one of those no-showed clients, and essentially if they schedule the appointment, it'll give a full transcript and notes so that closer knows what's going to need to happen once they go into that appointment. So a couple of the advantages to having this stuff is, one, obviously a AI cold caller or inbound customer service agent, it's never going to get tired. It doesn't sleep, never misses follow-ups, calls every lead on the list, and it can take every single inbound call as well. So where that's super advantageous too is for customer satisfaction, right? Instead of making a customer wait on hold until a customer service representative is available, it can take multiple calls simultaneously. So your customers never have to wait. Staying with the inbound side of things, essentially it's 24/7, meaning no longer 9 to 5 p.m. If somebody calls in sick for work and they're in charge of answering these phone calls, you don't have to rely on them anymore. And then also too, if you always have this running, let's say a customer service representative that a business owner trained for 2 weeks to learn their business, if they quit or change jobs or anything like that, that business owner is going to have to retrain another person, right? Whereas with this, as time goes on, these AI models only get smarter and smarter. And then also too, I believe it pitches your service more consistently and aligned to the business owner's values, just because you take away that human aspect of, is that customer service representative having a bad day? Did somebody just tell them to kick rocks, right? If you take away that aspect of it, these agents, they obviously have no emotion. So key features that we're seeing with these AI models is, obviously it hooks and engages and leads with natural, confident conversations, builds interest. So whatever a business owner wants to put into the actual script based on the pitch, we can just go right by the book, right? And then it can book calls simultaneously and automatically with the calendar link that you guys provide. So it is designed to outperform the best salespeople. The way I look at it is, best salespeople, they can make around 200 outbound calls a day. With that being said, I can make 200 outbound calls in an hour. So if you have a ton of leads, you can actually get through all those leads and be more effective that way. And then obviously it runs on 100% autopilot. So here is kind of the process of how it works. This is the workflow of it. That being said, you would have your frequently asked questions. We call this a knowledge base. Essentially with a knowledge base, it's, hey, what does that company want the output to be if a certain question's asked, right? Because industry to industry, everything's pretty similar, but some companies have different policies, different frequently asked questions that they get specific to their company. This would be a general knowledge base on that particular company. And the more specific you are, the better the inbound agent is going to perform, as well as the outbound agent as well. Then the next workflow here would be essentially the pitch, right? If you are running an outbound agent, you can make this super specific with this and this right here with that knowledge base. If someone asks a certain question, it's going to go away from the pitch and go dig into the knowledge base and spit out that answer. So this is just like a general pitch. Okay, so with that being said, that's kind of, I know that can kind of get confusing going inbound to outbound. They truly both have the same capabilities. What I want to do is I'm going to call our inbound agent right now for AutoServe, and then that way you guys can listen to the conversation.
is Taylor. I'm an assistant created by AutoServe AI. How can I help you today?
Hello, I was just looking to get some answers to some of the solutions you guys provide.
Sure thing. We specialize in AI-driven solutions that automate business processes, streamline operations, and enhance efficiency. Are there specific areas or types of solutions you're interested in?
Yeah, I was looking at getting a AI inbound voice agent for my company.
That sounds like a fantastic solution. AI voice agents can really enhance customer interactions. Would you like to schedule a consultation to dive deeper into your needs?
Yes.
Great. First, could I get your full name, please?
Yep, my name is Riley Noah.
Thanks, Riley. Now, could you let me know your preferred date and time for the consultation?
Yeah,
You'll be speaking with either Riley.
Do you have any availability tomorrow at 2 o'clock?
Let me see. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. works perfectly. Now, could I have your phone number and email to confirm the appointment?
Yep, so my phone number is 360-747-3122, riley@gmail.com.
Awesome, Riley. Just to confirm, Riley Noah, tomorrow at 2 p.m., 360-747-3122, riley@gmail.com. Does everything look good to you?
Yep, that sounds good.
Perfect. You're all set for your consultation tomorrow at 2 p.m. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, have a great day.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's what the inbound side of it looks like, and that would be tied in directly to our calendar, right? So I'll get an email confirmation saying, hey, my Calendly, or if you use Google Calendar, it can be integrated that way as well, that saying, hey, Riley Noah scheduled a consultation for tomorrow at 3. Also, we could set it up on the Sheets tab if we are doing an outbound agent, that whole transcript can get summarized into what I was looking for. So I asked about solutions, and then I asked about, the closer for that meeting would know specifically that meeting is for voice agents for my company. So just to totally summarize what this could potentially do for your business, and going back from that demo there, the more a business owner puts into their knowledge base and into the pitch, the more information that they have, your objection handling is just going to go on steroids, right? So, and I do want to clarify that this AI is meant to supplement existing teams. It's not meant to replace anyone, right? If you do have a customer service agent that's answering the same questions that as a business owner can totally go on, can totally be automated, all that customer service rep would have to do is she would just have to be overlooking the actual call transcript to make sure it was answered to a certain extent, right? And if that customer wasn't happy, then you could have a human reach out for that interaction. But it would free up at least half of that employee's day that they can go focus on driving growth in other aspects of the company. So, and I do want to highlight that this is essentially designed to recover missed calls, especially during peak hours, depending on what kind of industry you're in. I know if you're dropping a call as a business owner, the chances of you converting that client after you miss their call are very, very little, right? Another cool aspect about this is if you wanted a human to be answering a majority of the phone calls, what you could do is you can make the AI agent essentially be a backup, meaning, hey, after the 5th ring, if that call has not been answered, the AI agent can come in, because that is assuming that the customer service representative is on the line with another person, right? If you guys have any questions about how that can work, how it can be customized, feel free to reach out to me. Another thing with it is your CRM integration, right? So the actual call transcript, the URL of the call, and then there is a way for me to judge the interest level of a lead. And then obviously you'd have your outcome, what happened on that call, right? And then if you have all this stuff tied in, there's a bunch of stuff I can do to automate the back-end workflow with no manual input needed as well. So kind of the last value proposition here is essentially all a company would be doing is recovering lost opportunities and potentially boosting additional sales conversion. Always go back to the example. If a company, let's say an HVAC company in home services, is missing, 10 calls a day, and that client is then going to a different company, right? The worst that happens, depending on the close ratio, you just want those calls picked up. So whether or not you want the AI agent to actually try to sell the customer, you could do that. Or you could have the AI agent schedule a callback, right? Or schedule an appointment where, hey, that customer knows that your company is reaching out to them. So then they won't go and call another company, right? So basically acts as a extra sales team member with no added payroll. And then this is super easy to scale. You can kind of imagine those calls running 100+ times a day, and either or capacity on inbound or on outbound. So the possibilities on the inbound and outbound are virtually endless. It's just a matter of what knowledge base or script that we give it. If you guys are curious on if we can help you out and you guys can integrate these into your actual businesses itself, I have no doubt that we can definitely do it. With that being said, we do have two different pricing structures. We do have a performance-based structure, and then we do have a fixed fees depending on how many calls you're either getting inbound or outbounding. Those are the two ways that we could potentially set it up. But yeah, feel free to let us know.